Welcome, everybody, to Casting Forward to the podcast with your host, Chris. I am that guy named Chris. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be back. I took last week off because I was pretty busy dealing with some vacay stuff. Not vacay, but as you know, RTX by Rooster Teeth is a big event, and I went to it, which you'll hear all about in the next episodes. That's right, episodes. But as always, I'd like to encourage you guys to go and sign up for 5-4 Club because they have great clothes at a great price, and if you use my code, you even get yourself a discount, which is great because, you know, you want to look good. All right, and unfortunately, this is only for guys. But I mean, if you ladies like to wear guys' clothing, you can go right ahead. I mean, a lot of their shirts could be worn by, you know, they're unisex. So I'd recommend just picking them up. So click on the link in the description. Sign up for 5-4 Club. Look good, feel good. 5-4 Club. You know, I've always said I want you to feel good. I want you to feel as good. I want you to look as good as you feel. And 5-4 Club can do that for ya. And of course, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, both at Casting42. But I guess I should get into my guest for today. Yeah, my guest is a wonderful actor, comedian. He doesn't really do comedian, but you know what? He's a comedian in my heart. His name was Michael Bernardi, and he's on Broadway right now on a little show called The Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but he's on that show, and it was a great time chatting with him. But let's get into this episode. So, Chris, cue the music, please.
Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, great.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm excellent.
I got nervous because when I looked up your Skype name, there were so many.
You know, that's surprising. I didn't think there was a lot of Bernardis out there. I always felt like it was kind of a strange name. And then I remember on Facebook one day I was invited to a Bernardi group.
Oh.
And a lot of Italians.
Right.
But in the subject line, it said, "Do people call you by your last name?" And so I realized that, you know, there may be a lot of us, but we all share something unique. So it's cool.
There's this entire Bernardi subculture that is going to take over the world. That's why they're grouping together.
It's the Bernard niche.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well,
Bernardi world domination. That's actually not that is something that has been said at family dinners.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. With the last name Bernardi, are you kidding me?
It's a great. I know.
I have to name a character Bernardi now.
I agree. I'll play it.
All right, sounds good. Well, actually, you know, I think we're gonna go somewhere, you know, with someone else. But my last name's Bernardi. No, sorry.
No. Well, if truth, I don't know if you wrote a character with the last name Bernardi, you have to hire someone with the last name Bernardi because it's just there's something in the DNA there that needs to be expressed. Not anyone can be a Bernardi.
Right, and that's also part of SAG reasons as well, right?
This is true. That's absolutely true.
It's union rules. Sorry.
All right, where are we going? Where are we going with this? It's madness.
I don't know. This is the show. By the way, you're in the show.
I figured.
Yeah.
I could feel it.
But the one thing I do like to ask actors and everybody I basically talk to is when they found out that they could do what they do. So in your case, when was acting a thing for you when you were like, that's what I want to do?
Sure. I mean, I was about 4 years old, and I watched two videos constantly, and one was like Fozzie the Bear's Joke Corner, and Robin Williams live at the Met.
Aw.
And I would just watch them over and over and over and over and over again, and I like memorized all of Robin's jokes, like flew over my head. But Fozzie the Bear, I learned all those jokes, and so I remember like Passover dinner when I was 4 years old. I told a joke, and someone laughed. And I told another joke, and then a few more people laughed, and then before I knew it, like I had a room full of 50 people. And I was telling jokes, and that was the moment. That was the moment where I'm like, okay, wow, I'm doing that thing that I saw Robin Williams do, and that's what I want to do. I want to perform.
There you go. And so, do you ever go back and just watch those now that you're older and can understand the jokes that Robin Williams tells?
Yes, and I'm like horrified that that my mother didn't, like pry it out of my VCR.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes God, when Robin went, that was a hard one.
Yeah, this show is a huge Robin Williams supporter, and
Oh my God, dude,
it
he was the best. He was
yeah
the best.
yeah
He was the best. I mean, it was just humanity, right?
right
And yes, at times, like people talk about, like, they're, oh, he was too much, or oh, he was too sentimental, but like underneath all of it, just this lust for life and like this open heart that was like, yeah, everybody, I'm in pain and I'm putting it out there, and I'm aching, and I'm looking for, whatever that, like, just showing the ache of humanity
right
in every possible way, through tears, through laughter. It's just brilliant. It's
yeah
brilliant.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And it's and it's one of those people that, or he was one of those people where I just assumed he'd be around forever.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
My kids were going to enjoy, watching him and stuff like that.
That's right. You thought that, they would be doing comic relief, 2065.
Right.
And
On the
Billy
moon.
Crystal, right, on the moon. Billy Crystal, would be in a floating space head or something.
Right. Whoopi Goldberg will just have sideburns.
Right. Just
or not sideburns, eyebrows. No hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Mace Lindau.
She did the reverse Whoopi.
That's fantastic. That's good. That's really good. The reverse Whoopi. That would be a good Halloween costume.
Wow. Yeah, that is a great Halloween costume. I'm doing the reverse Whoopi.
Honestly, that would win any Halloween costume.
Oh yeah. All you have to say is reverse Whoopi, and people are like, oh yeah.
Will lose their mind.
Well, I just gave you something for Halloween. You can take it.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm a giver on the show. I don't like to. I don't like to take credit.
All right.
So.
All right. Well.
But give me credit.
Okay.
All right.
I'll give you credit.
And so when did you have any backup plan at all? Like, you knew performer and that was it?
Right. Here's the thing. It's, I come from this family of like gypsy Jewish artists.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, and since also I started when I was so young, and the thing is that, so when I was doing that stand-up comedy for my family at Passover,
mm-hmm.
I became like the stand-up comedian of the family. And then I started performing at the Comedy Store. By the time I was like 8 years old,
Oh,
and
wow.
uh, and right on Sunset Boulevard. And I mean, it's an insane. It was, I was having hot cocoa with Bob Saget, and kitchen because I could. It was just crazy. Um, and so great travel. But the thing is that I was very lucky in the fact that I had a lot of support from a very early age, based on like actual progress in a career, and and so when I told my family, oh, I want to be I want to perform, I want to be an actor, I want to do the arts, and especially they also were coming from that world themselves. They were like, yeah, of course. I mean, if I said I want to be an accountant, they'd be like, you're banished from all, you know,
you're,
family gatherings.
you leave this family,
Yes,
leave this
exactly.
house.
This house, I will not hear it. Like, what was I saying? You know, I would, I, s- now, I came up with a backup plan when I kind of had a whole childhood and went to college and came back from New York and doing all sorts of acting and theater and getting my degree and everything like that. And then getting out into the world and, not working.
Hmm.
That's when backup plans started,
Yeah.
I started getting ideas for backup plans. Um, but honestly, like, I have to say this, that I believe that actor training,
Hmm.
or just being an actor, being in a play, like, it really does provide skills for other areas in life.
Right.
And I mean, I took over a raw ingredients supply company for a year and a half. And that's something I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about that. It was like buying glucosamine from China and shipping it to Texas. And yeah, what am I doing there? But but I was able. I researched what the hell, like a good actor. I
Right.
researched, and maybe I wasn't a raw ingredient supplier, but I looked like one that could play one on TV.
There we go.
And I was able to, and it worked. So what are you gonna do?
I've always said that salespeople would make the best actors.
And actors make the best salespeople.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why, because right now, when I'm not doing film, I do sales.
Yeah.
And one day, my coworkers were giving me crap because they were all, "Why does your voice get different?" I go, "Because I'm trying to sell some stuff. I'm trying to
That's right.
convince people to
Trying
buy
to
this."
seduce people into my will.
Yes, and they were just like laughing, but then they see how many sales I'm getting. I'm like, I'm telling
Yeah,
you, it works.
that's exactly right. The hypnotist's touch.
Exactly, but it's good stuff. So I'm not doing anything bad.
I know. You believe in the product.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Exactly.
Thank
So,
no lawsuit. Thank
no.
you. So I'm very fascinated with stand up. I've been
Sure.
watching it since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
When do you still do stand up?
I don't.
Okay.
I think I had like a couple traumatic experiences like by the end of my career
Yeah.
as a stand-up comedian. By the time I was like 11 years old,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was just I don't know. I would go back to it every once in a while, and it just yeah. I at one point I got to get back on there and
Uh-huh.
just face some of that because yeah. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, no, I'm just because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and so I did an open mic,
Oh, it's
and
awesome.
and it went well, which sucks because I was hoping it'd be bad,
Right.
people would boo me, and then that
Right.
would be the end of that.
Right. Exactly.
But
But now you're addicted. Now you have to chase the dragon.
exactly, but the thing is, they don't tell you that
Hmm.
writing material
Hmm.
is hard sometimes.
No question.
Like I can't be telling Facebook jokes. I gotta update it to Snapchat or something.
Well, no. Well, here's the trick that
Okay,
I
yes.
is you can say the same jokes over and over and over and over and over again until the wheels fall off. And the wheels won't. That's why a lot of you see like stand-up comics that and I just learned this that like I'm like, well, why doesn't this stand-up comic have a special? They're really great. I would love to see their special. And then I find out it's because when they do a special, all that material is lost.
Oh.
All that material is everyone has heard it now and replayed it on their DVRs and everything. So what because a lot of comedians, the best comedians, once they get that material, they hold on to it for years.
Okay.
And they may update it a little bit, a little that, but really, I've heard that to make a career as a stand-up comedian, where literally you can like go on the road, what you need is like a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
A good 10 minutes, and you can repeat that all over the country and have yourself a Merry Christmas.
There we go. I like that. All
All
right.
right.
So Facebook joke is back in.
That's right. Well done.
Thank you. Well,
I
thank.
I think Facebook's in.
I don't know if it's in or not. I'm at
I don't
that.
understand Snapchat.
Yeah, people use it and they do the funny filters with the dog ears and
That's cool.
I
That's cool.
I guess I don't
I like that. I like it.
yeah, I don't know.
If I really feel like sending that to anyone.
Right.
No, that's for my own amusement.
I feel like that's pretty much all it is. Just let me see me with dog ears. Let me see how I look like as a dog.
That's exactly right.
And then there you go.
There you go.
So, what type of acting do you prefer? Do you prefer theater or like movie sets, TV shows?
Yeah. I would say, yeah. Um, I'll say theater.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's I feel like this might sound crazy. There's I think if you're kind of a control freak about like how you like your expression, how you want to like get the story out there, how you want to tell the story. Theater, in a lot of ways, is such an actor's art form, so you have more control. And film, you don't have much control unless you're the director,
Right.
or even the editor. And so I guess in times in my life where I felt less in control, I've wanted to do theater. But when I'm feeling like more relaxed within myself and I'm like, hey, it's all groovy, everybody. Like, oh yeah, let's do a movie.
Yeah.
Like that. So I guess that's the best way I can answer that.
No, that makes total sense. And it's with theater, I mean, you do get kind of that feedback from an audience versus, hey, I shot this 8 months ago and I forgot half my lines.
Exactly right.
What do they think?
Yeah, I've been there. Or like why did they use that shot?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's that take. I know there was another take. Fucking this take. Yeah.
Do you ever happen to cross the two by accident?
Cross the two? What do you mean?
Yeah, I think it'd be funny if you're on a film set, it's all quiet, it's a dramatic scene, and you accidentally use your theater voice of projecting.
Yeah. That probably happens, on accident anyways. It just has to do with, poor craft, but, that's... You can't help it. You got to allow yourself to be terrible sometimes.
Right.
And you definitely are, No one is great all the time. So yeah, there are times I might whisper on stage and times that I may scream like Al Pacino, in a close-up.
Which is also whispering by Al Pacino standards.
Brilliant. Oh God, I saw. Well, never mind. I shouldn't say that publicly. Go ahead.
No, that's all good. He was great.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I love Dick Tracy.
Are you kidding?
He had to do. I bet he 100% came up with that character.
No question.
And Warren Beatty was just like, "Oh, geez, what did I unleash?"
Maybe do you think that's where it started?
Maybe, yeah. They were just Pacino. You know what? You just do your thing.
Yeah, and it's a great like. Okay, so I saw China Doll.
Okay.
And which was a brilliant, beautiful play. It was beautiful, and it's this one man show with Al Pacino, and it was like watching Al Pacino, the exhibit of Al Pacino at the zoo.
Yeah.
Like it was just like and which was amazing.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was just kind of because he's on a phone call for most of the show, and so in a lot of ways he's kind of like acting with the person on either end of the phone, but you're watching Al Pacino have a phone call.
Yeah.
And it was just like I don't know. It felt like I had paid admission for the exhibit at the zoo, where everyone stands around and watches Al Pacino take a phone call, which was really interesting, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I think he should do it more often. I think he should, just invite people, have a glass window at his house, and people can, sit and bear witness.
He's the only person that could probably do that.
No question.
Yeah, so he's earned that right.
He's earned that. He's a legend.
And so now you're on theater or doing Broadway right now.
I'm doing the Broadway right now.
You're doing the Broadway. You're doing the Fiddler on the Roof.
Doing the Fiddler on the Roof on the Broadway.
Now I'm curious because this is it's based off a book. It's a really, really, really old play. Not really old, but
50 years. Been around. Yeah.
It's not old enough to Snapchat anymore. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, it tries.
Yeah, it tries. It doesn't get it. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just the filter on the Fiddler.
Yeah, not.
It's like what the doggy ears. What is this doggy ears?
Yeah. What you're playing? Which
I'm playing Morka the innkeeper. I understudy the rabbi, and I also understudy Tevye.
And so when you're doing Morka, I'm sorry, I can't.
It's fine.
If I'm
just the phlegm.
Yeah. I'm not phlegmy right now.
It's all right. It's okay.
Since it is, such, a role that's been done many times, what do you look at? Do you say, hey, I want to bring something different to this? Or you're like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of not put my own, I'm not going to make him a DJ or anything.
I mean, listen, ultimately, like, you're coming from a place of the givens of the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you see what's in the script. And from there, you make your own interpretation. I think this production, we've really been working on kind of deconstructing Fiddler in a way, and really just kind of getting to the bare bones of what the story is about. And sometimes, like there's been productions where there's like a lot of shtick, which I love shtick. Mm-hmm. I mean, I bleed shtick. But this production is really about getting to the truth of the words and also kind of underlining certain things in the play that parallel what's going on in the world today. Mm-hmm. And Fiddler is, I gotta be honest, it's as relevant as ever, sadly, in a way. Mm-hmm. I think everyone has their own take on each character, but then at the same time, these characters are in a way like Jewish commedia dell'arte. Mm-hmm. It's they're stock characters, and so each one of them has their own DNA, and in a lot of ways they and they're so well written that they kind of make an impression on you. And so I think a lot of different people who play Morka, or a lot of different actors who play Tevye, they all, if they play it for a certain amount of time, or they've really like gone in depth with it, they know that they're sharing something there that isn't necessarily their own, but it's the character. It's Tevye.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Gotcha. No. I think now that hearing you talk about character and all that, I think because my dad was in theater just in high
Oh
school.
yeah.
Yeah, just in high school. But I do think maybe they did Fiddler on the Roof,
Mm-hmm.
which would be funny to see now because my dad's pretty Mexican.
Yeah. Sweet.
I just wonder how that would go.
I think it would be perfect. Honestly, I think because especially like what's happening in the world today.
Hmm.
I think either it's like you have because it's this whole thing of like basically the Jews get deported,
Right.
and so that would work perfect for today, as Tevye, or I don't know what would be the Mexican equivalent of Tevye.
Um, Tevi, Tevi. Ah,
Tevye,
yeah,
Tevye.
yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So, it would be, and really, ultimately, it would be the same story
Yeah,
of a guy with 5 daughters,
yeah.
who wants the best for them, and they want to go and, make some kind of bad decisions, but out of love,
Uh huh.
and he's got to deal with that stuff. And then at the same time, dealing with the government not wanting his people around, and what part of that culture survives in the transit. I also think a great one would be if Tevye was African American,
Right.
and like in like a borough of Brooklyn, and
Okay. Yeah.
that's like getting that's getting gentrified, and so like instead of Russians, it's hipsters,
Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah.
like they're coming in, they're moving in, and like with coffee shops and stuff, and like ultimately it's this last stand at like this new coffee shop next to this old bodega,
Right.
and
And then you can
and
call it
it's
fiddlin'.
fiddling,
Fiddlin'.
fiddling.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's produce it.
Yeah. I'll look. If
I'll call
nobody.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He can do we can make it, very hip. That'd be
Yes.
good.
Yes. As a person who's never been to New York
Hmm.
or understands anything of New York or hipsters, I feel like I'm the best to do this with
Listen,
you.
I recognize your salesman voice.
Yes. Yes.
It's hypnotizing me. So
That's
I
what
believe
happens. That's what happens. Would
I
you like to
believe
buy a Sony?
I believe you 100%.
There we go. Um, so, for the people at home who would like to keep up with you and what you do and all your
Yeah,
acting,
sure.
where can they do that online, preferably?
Oh, let's
No,
see.
no home addresses, please.
That's okay. I just want visitors. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Come say hi. Have a cup of coffee. Um, I'm, let's see, Mr. Underscore Bernardi on Twitter, and Mr. Underscore Bernardi on Instagram. That'd be good places to start.
There we go.
I don't have like a fan page on Facebook, so you can friend request me, and if we have more than like 5 mutual friends, I'll accept the friend request.
Okay. So basically, first get to know your friends.
Get to know some of my friends
Right.
by chance. You never know. Like we all have at least 8 mutual friends now.
Right.
Every single person on the planet.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. So so friend request me.
There we go.
Whatever.
Find him. Find his friends and request.
Exactly, please.
There you go. And so when Fiddler's still going on?
Yeah, it's open ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just show up and watch.
Yeah, show up, see the show. It's a beautiful piece. Anyone who has seen Fiddler before, this is the first time that the choreography has been changed. It's so in 50, and the new choreography is unbelievable, created by Hofesh Schechter, and it really breathes new life into a story that people just adore. So. It's a good one. You should come and see it.
There you And before we go, I just got to ask, what's your schedule like? Because you sound like you got a pretty packed schedule. What time you getting to sleep?
It's it's 8 shows a week.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So I get out Tuesdays and Thursdays. I get out around 10:15.
Okay.
So that's early. So I get out and I can go and get a nosh or something with a friend. Other nights I get out at 11:15.
Uh-huh.
And I will still go out and get a nosh with friends, but I'll just be a lot more tired the next day.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm usually in bed because then I have to get home and I gotta watch, either the OJ television show on FX,
okay,
or
yeah.
I gotta watch the OJ documentary.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
you see, your life is Fiddler OJ, Fiddler
OJ.
Gotcha.
You know what? That really does kind of. As someone that grew up in Los Angeles during the OJ trial, and that has that connection to Fiddler on the Roof, that does sum me up. It really does.
I get OJ's earlier life was very interesting and whatnot. I can't wait till they tap on his bank robbing skills.
Oh, you know what? What's amazing is that he's just the worst criminal
Yes.
that ever lived.
Yes.
He's just the worst criminal. And but where there's oh God, it's so sad.
That's the name of the next special.
Yeah, right. It starts off kind of catchy. It's like the glove and the God, what the hell are we doing? What does our society become?
Exactly.
Can we all just agree to stop this?
There you go. You go. I would watch that. Yes.
Yeah, we'll go and produce it together.
Oh my gosh, so many projects. I'm down.
Fantastic.
Michael, you have a wonderful day and keep doing what you're doing and watch lots of OJ.
I will. And drink lots of OJ because it's a lot of vitamin C. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.